What are your funniest NSFW jokes? An old man is sitting on his porch and sees a kid walking by carrying a roll of duct tape. Old guy yells out, "Hey kid, where you going with that duct tape?" "Gonna catch me some ducks," says the kid. "What? You can't catch ducks with duct tape," he yells back, but the kid continues on his way. Couple hours later, the kid is walking back the other way, carrying 4 ducks wrapped up in duct tape. The old man can't believe it. Next day, the old guy is sitting on his porch again and sees the kid walking by. This time he's got a roll of chicken wire under his arm. Old guy yells out, "Hey kid, where you going with that chicken wire?" "Gonna catch me some chickens," says the kid. "Seriously? You can't catch chickens with chicken wire," he yells back, but once again the kid just continues on his way. Later that day, the kid walks back the other way, and, sure enough, he's got a half dozen chickens wrapped up in the chicken wire. The old guy is astounded. Next day, once again the old guy is sitting out on his porch and sees the kid walking in front of his house. He yells out, "Hey kid, what ya got under your arm there?" "Passing willow," says the kid. "Hang on, I'll go get my hat." A young Greek couple are about to get married, and before the nuptials, the young woman's mother pulls her aside for a quick chat. "Now you're about to be married," begins the mother, "and Greek men are known to prefer sex in a very specific way, so at some point, he may ask you to turn around. I want you to know that it's okay to say no if you don't want to do it that way." The wedding day comes and goes and there's no turnaround request from her new husband. No request on the honeymoon nor through their first year. No special request for their first anniversary or their second. Halfway through their third year, her husband says, "You know, if you want, you can turn around and we can try this a different way." The woman says, No. My mother warned me that this day might come and she told me I never have to do that if I don't want to." The husband replies, "That's fine with me, but I thought you wanted kids one day." Bill worked in a pickle factory. He had been employed there for a number of years when he came home one day to confess to his wife that he had a terrible compulsion. He had an urge to stick his penis into the pickle slicer. His wife suggested that he should see a sex therapist to talk about it, but Bill indicated that he'd be too embarrassed. He vowed to overcome the compulsion on his own. One day a few weeks later, Bill came home absolutely as hen. His wife could see at once that something was seriously wrong. "What's wrong, Bill?" she asked. "Do you remember that I told you how I had this tremendous urge to put my penis into the pickle slicer?" "Oh, Bill, you didn't." "Yes, I did." "My God, Bill, what happened?" "I got fired." "No, Bill. I mean, what happened with the pickle slicer?" "Oh, she got fired too." A delivery man is making a delivery to an apartment building when a gorgeous woman answers the door in nothing but a bath towel. The man turns red at the sight and quickly looks down. She looks around and pulls the man inside. "Sorry I was so rough. I thought I heard someone coming," she says. Then the woman takes off the towel and presses herself against the man. She leans her lips to his ear and whispers in a sultry voice, "What do you think is the most impressive part of my body?" The man thinks for a moment and says, "Your ears." Clearly confused, the woman says, "My ears?" "Definitely," says the man. "When you said I thought I heard someone coming, that was me." Reminds me of a similar joke. A man knocks on the door to an apartment building when a gorgeous woman answers the door in nothing but a bath towel. "I was looking for your husband," he says. "But I tell you what, I'll give you $100 if you drop that towel." After giving it some thought, she shyly lets it slip, and he beholds her body in all of its naked glory. After soaking in an eyeful, he nods and hands her $100. "See you later," he says, and leaves hurriedly. She grabs the towel and is wondering what just happened when her husband appears from the living room and spots the $100 bill in her hand. "Ah, that must have been Joe," he says. "And I see he's returned that $100 I lent him." A young man walks up and sits down at the bar. "What can I get you?" the bartender inquires. "I want 6 shots of Jägermeister," responded the young man. "6 shots? Are you celebrating something?" "Yeah, my first blowjob." "Well, in that case, let me give you a 7th on the house." "No offense, sir. But if 6 shots won't get rid of the taste, nothing will. What do the Pope and a Christmas tree have in common? The balls are just for decoration. A guy walks up to a whorehouse. There's a sign on it says, "We are close. Beat it." Man walks by a shop. There is a sign out front that says cheese sandwiches $1. Hand jobs $5. So he walks in, sees a beautiful blonde standing behind the counter. He asks, "Are you the woman who gives the hand jobs?" She says, "Why yes, I'm," in a very flirty tone. He says, "Well, wash them hands and make me a cheese sandwich." A guy and a girl meet up in a hospital elevator. The girl says, "I'm here to give blood. They give me $10 every time I give blood." "What are you here for?" The man says, "I'm here to donate semen. They give me $50 every time I donate." They go their separate ways until a week later, when the man sees the girl rushing for the elevator. He holds the door open for her until she gets in. "Here to donate blood again?" he asks. She shakes her head. "MMMM. My colleague can no longer attend next week's innuendo seminar. I have to fill her slot instead." A priest is checking into a hotel and says to the front desk clerk, "I hope the pornography on the TV is disabled." The clerk responds, "No, it's regular porn, you sick fuck." 3 men are at the gates of heaven. Saint Peter says heaven is a big place and you'll need a vehicle to get around. You'll get one based on how faithful you were to your partner. The first man says, "In our 4 decades of marriage, never once was I even attracted to another woman. I was only faithful to my wife." Saint Peter gives him a Rolls Royce. The second man says, "Well, sometimes I had a few one-night stands, but I still loved my wife and never lapsed anytime else." Saint Peter gives him a moderately expensive car. The third man says, "I'm sorry to say this, but I was incredibly unfaithful. I had affairs every week." He gets a bicycle. The 3 men meet a few minutes later. The first guy is crying. The second man asks, "Why are you crying? You have a Rolls Royce." And the first guy says, "Well, I just saw my wife riding by on a skateboard." Sex is like playing bridge. If you don't have a good partner, you better have a good hand.